The sky has always carried secrets. Every star, every planet, every hidden alignment whispers to us in ways most cannot hear. But right now, something powerful is stirring above you and deep within you. On October 6th, 2025, the Moon and Saturn will stand together in conjunction, a rare and potent alignment. To some, this might sound like just another date on the calendar. But if you've been feeling the weight of endless nights, if you've been walking through challenges that seemed designed to break you, if you've been noticing signs, subtle, undeniable shifts in your spirit, then this moment isn't random. It's personal. You've already felt it, haven't you? The heaviness, the delays, the pressure that made you wonder if life was testing your every breath. Those weren't accidents. They were lessons. Saturn, the taskmaster of the cosmos, doesn't hand out shortcuts. Saturn refines. Saturn shapes. Saturn demands. And the Moon, tender, emotional, the keeper of your innermost world, has been carrying you through the storm quietly, holding your tears in its silver light. This conjunction isn't here to hurt you, it's here to confirm you've survived the hardest part, that the test has already been passed, that the nights that stretched forever were not your prison, but your preparation. And if you've been paying attention, you already know it's true. You've seen the signs, you've felt the release, the strange sense of calm creeping into spaces that used to feel heavy. You've noticed how the things that once broke you no longer hold the same power. That's not coincidence, that's proof. The truth is, the cycle of pain you thought would never end has already ended. You may not recognize it yet because transformation is rarely loud. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It arrives like dawn breaking, subtle, soft, certain. One day, you wake up and realize the night is behind you. And that's exactly where you are now. On October 6th, the Moon and Saturn meet not to chain you to old lessons, but to honor the fact that you've learned them. They gather as cosmic witnesses to your resilience, your endurance, your ability to walk through fire and come out not destroyed, but refined. This is your graduation, not the kind with applause and certificates, but the kind that only your soul can recognize, the kind that leaves you stronger, calmer, wiser, and ready for what comes next. But here's the truth. The conjunction itself doesn't change you. You already changed. This alignment simply mirrors it back, so you finally see what the universe has seen all along. You are no longer the same person who started this cycle. The you who doubted, who broke, who begged the night to end. That version of you is gone. In their place stands someone braver, more grounded, and more aligned with their true path. And now the only question is, will you claim it? Because when October 6th arrives, the cosmos will pause, the Moon will whisper, Saturn will nod, and the universe will acknowledge you've passed the test. You survived what you thought you couldn't, and the best part is, the hardest part is already behind you. So listen closely. This isn't just astrology. This isn't just planets moving across the sky. This is the story of you. And the story isn't ending. It's only beginning. Stay with me, because what comes next in this journey might just change the way you see everything. The Moon-Saturn conjunction on October 6th, 2025 is almost here. And while so many are looking at this moment as something to be anxious about or something to fear, the truth is so much different. The hardest part has already been lived. You have walked through nights so long you wondered if the sun would ever rise again. You've endured pressure so heavy you doubted whether you could carry one more day of it. You've faced silence that felt endless, uncertainty that rattled your faith. loneliness that echoed in your soul, and yet you are here, still breathing, still standing, still watching, still listening. This is not an accident. This is not coincidence. This is proof that the test you thought would break you has already been passed. Think back over these last months, or maybe even the last couple of years. The patterns of your life have not been easy. It has felt like doors were closing, people were leaving, dreams were stalling. At times, it seemed the universe itself had forgotten your name. And yet, woven quietly inside of that struggle was a divine alignment, a cosmic preparation. Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and karmic lessons, has been holding you to the fire, refining you, chiseling you down to the essence of who you are. Meanwhile, the moon, the keeper of your inner world, your emotions, your subconscious, has been whispering truths through your intuition, dreams, and silent nudges. And now, as these two celestial forces prepare to meet in conjunction, something within you has already shifted. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe for daily cosmic insights, astrology updates, and spiritual guidance, because the universe always has a message for you. It's not about waiting for October 6th to rescue you. It's about realizing that October 6th is only the reflection of the breakthrough already underway inside your spirit. You've already crossed the threshold. You may not have noticed it at first, because healing doesn't always feel like fireworks. Often it feels like quiet relief, like waking up one morning and realizing you don't carry the same weight on your chest anymore. Like laughing at something small and realizing you hadn't felt laughter in months. Like forgiving someone, not because they deserve it, but because you no longer want to keep that poison in your veins. These are the signs, these are the quiet confirmations that the universe has already acknowledged your growth. So many people misunderstand Saturn. They see only the wait, the struggle, the delay. They forget that Saturn never takes without returning. Saturn tests not because you are weak, but because you are strong enough to endure. Saturn doesn't deny you your destiny. Saturn prepares you to hold it without breaking. Every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer, every tear that fell into your pillow was not wasted. They were the markings of your transformation, the invisible training that you could not see, but have already lived. And the moon, reflecting back your innermost heart, has held you steady in the storm, even when you doubted yourself. Right now, you might be asking, if I passed the test, why don't I feel victorious yet? Why don't I feel like I've won anything? And that's because victory doesn't always arrive with trumpets. It arrives in small shifts, in deeper self-respect, in boundaries you didn't used to keep, in strength you didn't used to recognize. The reason you don't always feel victorious is because you've grown so naturally into the new version of yourself that you forget how far you've come. You forget the person who once thought they couldn't survive even one more week. But you did. Again and again, you did. October 6th is not the beginning of the lesson. It is the stamp of completion. It is the universe aligning to confirm what your soul has already integrated. Think about that for a moment. The most painful nights are no longer ahead of you. They are behind you. The crushing pressure that felt like it would never end has already eased, hasn't it? Maybe in subtle ways, but enough that you've noticed. Enough that you've started breathing differently. Enough that you've noticed your spirit is lighter than it was before. These are not accidents. These are confirmations. And now, as you move forward, you are invited to see life differently. The Moon-Saturn conjunction is not coming to chain you, but to release you into maturity, clarity, and grounded wisdom. It's an invitation to stop seeing your pain as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. It's the acknowledgement that you no longer need to keep circling the same lesson because you've already lived it, you've already learned it, and you've already embodied it. You may still face challenges. Life never stops evolving. But the unique heaviness you've carried, the one that felt tailor-made to break you, that cycle has ended. The signs are all around you if you've been paying attention. Have you noticed the way certain people no longer trigger you the way they once did? That's growth. Have you noticed how situations that used to drain you no longer have the same hold over your energy? That's strength. Have you found yourself trusting your intuition more, moving away from things that don't feel right, even if you can't explain why? That's alignment. These are the living proofs that you have already passed through the narrowest corridor of this cycle. There is something profoundly healing about realizing the universe doesn't just test you, it also graduates you. And you are standing on the threshold of graduation. Not the shallow kind that comes with applause, but the deep kind that comes with inner peace, with quiet knowing, with the calm certainty that nothing and no one can take from you what you've already built inside. And here's something important. Passing the test doesn't mean everything becomes easy overnight. It means you've been given the wisdom, the resilience, and the clarity to move forward without being chained by your past pain. It means when new challenges come, and they will, you will meet them as someone who already knows their own power. You will not collapse at the first sign of struggle because you've already proven you can walk through storms and come out stronger. Think about who you were a year ago. Think about the doubts, the fears, the insecurities. Now think about who you are today. You might still see your flaws, your imperfections, your questions. But if you look closer, you'll notice your strength is undeniable. You've let go of things you never thought you could release. You've survived endings you thought would destroy you. You've kept walking when you had every reason to give up. That's not weakness. That's victory. That's the proof that you've passed through Saturn's fire and emerged refined, not ruined. So as October 6th approaches, don't look at it as a day of dread. Look at it as the marker of your resilience, the symbolic alignment of your inner truth with the cosmos. Let it remind you that the universe has already acknowledged your growth. Let it be the celebration of everything you have endured and everything you have become. And most of all, let it give you permission to finally release the fear that you're still being tested. The test is over. You have passed. And here is where the invitation becomes more powerful. If the hardest part is already behind you, what are you going to do with the freedom ahead of you? If you've already proven you can survive, are you ready to start thriving? If you've already carried the weight of endless nights, are you ready to step into mornings filled with light? The conjunction doesn't just close a chapter, it opens a door. But you have to walk through it consciously. You have to decide that the old you, the one who lived in fear, the one who doubted their worth, the one who begged for validation from those who never saw them, is no longer the driver of your story. This is your moment. Not because October 6th magically changes everything, but because you do. You have the clarity now. You have the wisdom now. You have the scars that prove your strength. This is the time to begin again, not as the wounded, but as the healed, not as the broken, but as the whole. And maybe you don't feel completely whole yet. That's okay. Healing is not about perfection, it's about direction, and your direction has already shifted. You are not where you used to be. You are not who you used to be. You are more. And the conjunction is simply the sky's way of bowing in recognition of your transformation. So when October 6th arrives, pause, breathe, notice, feel, but don't wait for lightning bolts or miracles to fall from the sky. Instead, look inward. Notice how much lighter you feel. Notice how much stronger you are. Notice how much more grounded, patient, and wise you've become. That is the miracle. That is the victory. That is the gift. And as you recognize it, carry this truth with you. The worst is already behind you. The nights that felt endless were the preparation. The pressure that felt unbearable was the training. The losses that felt cruel were the clearing. And the loneliness that felt suffocating was the silence in which you found your truest self. All of it was the test, and you passed. The moon and Saturn do not meet to remind you of suffering. They meet to honor your survival. They meet to shine a light on your resilience. They meet to show you that your story was never about being broken. It was always about being rebuilt. And now you stand, not as who you once were, but as who you were always meant to be. So, take this moment seriously. Claim it. Own it. Step into it, because you are no longer who you were before. And as this cycle completes, a new one begins. One written not from fear, but from faith. Not from loss, but from love. Not from despair, but from destiny. And when you ask, what happens next? Remember this: what happens next is what you create. The stars align, but you decide. The planets move, but you choose. The cosmos sings, but you are the one who dances. And if you can survive what you've already walked through, there is nothing you cannot build, nothing you cannot become, nothing you cannot rise into. So when the night of October 6th comes, don't hide from it. Step into it. Stand beneath the sky. Whisper to yourself the truth you've been waiting to hear. I made it. I passed the test, and the best is still ahead of me. And as you say it, let the moon hear you. Let Saturn witness you. Let the universe know that you are ready, that you are open, that you are no longer afraid. Because this moment, this alignment, this conjunction, it is not just about planets in the sky. It is about the rebirth of your soul. And the one who rises on the other side of it is you. So now I leave you with one question. When the universe already knows you've passed the test, will you finally believe it too? Because the only thing left between you and the life you deserve is the choice to step into it.